Hey everyone, welcome to an updated Mercy guide from a top 10 Mercy main in Overwatch 2. If you're new here, my name is AquaBoost. I've been maining Mercy since Season 2 of Overwatch 1 and have consistently been top 500 since Season 6. In Overwatch 2 so far, I ended top 25 on the top 500 support ladder on 2 accounts, and as of right now in Season 2, I hit top 10 on one account and top 20 on another. This guide is an updated version of the one I posted back in 2020 and that a lot of people enjoyed, so I will be following a similar structure with timestamps in the description below in case you want to rewatch certain segments or skip around. I will also be leaving the link to my previous guides in the description below. Mercy settings and sensitivity. In Overwatch 2, they reworked Mercy's super jump so that now you crouch during guarding Angel to do a super jump. I found it really uncomfortable to try and hit the default left control key to activate super jump, so I added mouse scroll down as a secondary keybind to easily activate super jump, but I left left control as a keybind so I can lower myself during Valk. Besides that, my Mercy sensitivity is currently 15 in-game and 800 DPI. I want to warn that my sensitivity is quite high, and the reason for this is that I find the high sensitivity allows me to switch between targets easily and makes it easier to have a greater awareness of what's around me. Because of this, I highly advise against trying to battle Mercy with a sensitivity as high as mine. And for my Mercy specific settings, I have toggle beam connection on, Guardian Angel target priority is set to prefer facing target, toggle Guardian Angel off, and both Guardian Angel sensitivity and beam sensitivity is set to 70. If you're confused about how the sensitivity settings work, basically the higher the number, the farther your crosshair can be from a target and be able to Guardian Angel to them. As you can see in this clip, I can Guardian Angel to this robot when I had that sensitivity set to 100, but changing it to 70 made it so that I have to move my crosshair closer to the robot to be able to Guardian Angel to them. I find this setting to be useful personally when teammates are grouped up. It makes it a bit easier to connect to the right target and minimize the mistakes of selecting the wrong target to Guardian Angel or damage boost or heal. A quick note for these Mercy specific settings, I found that a lot of top Mercy players use different Mercy settings. So if there are certain ones that you find more comfortable for you, then feel free to stick with them. It's a common question and concern I get from Mercy players who wonder if their different settings prevent them from climbing, but I highly doubt it's the case. When to play Mercy. In Overwatch 2, one of the biggest changes is that there's only one tank instead of two. Because of this, I have found Mercy Lucio, Mercy Zen, and Mercy Brig support compositions to be slightly more playable. Personally, I often still find myself having better luck switching off to Kiriko just because of the value of her heals, immortality, and ult. I found that Mercy Kiriko, Mercy Bat, or Mercy Ana have been the best support compositions to pair with Mercy. A Mercy Moira composition works as well, but I would argue it does not work as well as the other options, but it definitely is still playable. In terms of the best DPS to have with Mercy, Sojourn is still, in my opinion, really broken, and I honestly found that if I don't have Sojourn on my team and the enemy team does, I'm at a significant disadvantage. Other great DPS options are Pharah, Ashe, Echo, Cassidy, Soldier 76, Symmetra, and basically anyone who I can pocket. Now that there is only one tank, I find it a lot easier to focus on pocketing DPS and letting my other healer focus on healing the tank. I find that a lot of lower elo Mercy players are still stuck in their ring just due to the fact that they often don't utilize damage boost. I often aim for a 70-30 ratio of damage amp to healing, but obviously this changes depending on what support you have. If you have a Zen or Lucio and the enemy is doing a lot of damage, you're naturally going to need to heal more, but in general, you should be utilizing your damage boost as much as possible. General Mercy tips. The new movement changes that came along with Overwatch 2's reworked super jump / Guardian Angel have improved your movement in my opinion. There are now 3 ways to move with GA. You can do a regular super jump by just crouching during Guardian Angel, where the height of your super jump is measured by how much the bar is filled up. But the other 2 ways are what I find myself using the most. You can do a directional jump by looking in the direction you want to move to and jumping, or do a backwards jump by moving back and jumping at the same time during a Guardian Angel. I find that combining the directional jump, backward jump, and regular super jump has been the best combo of movement for me when trying to dodge abilities and be as slippery as possible. During Valk, your GA speed is increased, which makes these movement techniques even better. I've been able to use it to dodge Roadhog hooks, stall for objectives, or reposition myself when I realize I shouldn't be so far up. And it's just overall really useful if you can apply it to your movement style. A great addition that was made to Overwatch 2 is the new details that are available in the scoreboard. Most importantly, the damage stat. I love this addition, especially as a Mercy main, as I now know if the teammate that I'm pocketing with damage amp is truly getting value, or if it's time to switch to another teammate. I've had situations where I was pocketing an Echo where our Sojourn is getting a lot more damage, and I switch to pocketing the Sojourn, and our team suddenly starts to win. But I have also had situations where the vice versa is true, where I was pocketing a Sojourn who wasn't doing as well as our Echo, and when I switched my priority to pocket Echo instead, we started to win more fights. I've even had situations where it was worth pocketing my tank, who was popping off more than either of my DPS. The new addition has honestly been one of my favorites in terms of how it helps as a Mercy who focuses on utilizing damage amp. And don't forget that if you are pocketing one person, their damage stat is their base damage plus your damage amp added together. Another new addition to Overwatch 2 that I do not see many Mercy players using yet is the ping system, which is is done by pressing your mouse scroll button. I know that a lot of my viewers who are Mercy mains don't like to use their mic due to worries of being flamed, scapegoated, harassed, etc. So I found the new pinging system to be especially effective for Mercy players, including myself. Mercy players are also usually the first teammates to notice any flankers, so I use the ping system to alert my teammates of enemies flanking or when enemies are diving me. You can also ping on a teammate's soul to signify if you have resurrect available or not. You can't guarantee your teammates will listen to your pings and help heal for you, but I have found that using it has made it a ton easier to communicate with my team, especially when I don't feel like talking. Even if you do use voice chat, it's often useful to combine the two together when making calls, or you can use pings to substitute for calls if the voice chat is too cluttered with people talking. Another tip is that people often forget that Mercy's beam can still be connected through walls or break into line of sight for approximately 3 seconds, during which you can also Guardian Angel. I often use this to displace myself from taking enemy damage or to hide behind cover as shown in this example. The downside to this tip is that if the beam breaks and you have no one to Guardian Angel to, you will most likely lose your life. I only advise using this if you are getting hard dope and are trying to play to live as long as possible. A small tip that I have is to try and momentarily heal any 200 HP target whenever they get hooked. Hog's hook does 30 damage initially when a target is hooked. You can sometimes stop the one-shot combo by healing some of the damage during the duration of Roadhog pulling the target. This tip will definitely not work in every situation, as I found it to only really be effective like 50 to 75% of the time. And if the enemy's team's Roadhog is being damage boosted, they will be able to get off the combo regardless of my mini heal. Nonetheless, the saves that you can get with this tip can help make or break a fight. My last tip for playing Mercy in Overwatch 2 is to not tunnel vision while pocketing. The other main style that I see in low elos besides heal botting is people who tunnel vision on their pocket and ignore their teammates. You can get more value out of Mercy when you implement dynamic damage boosting. I will often leave my pocket to momentarily damage boost Roadhog when he hooks someone to get his one-shot combo off, damage boost his ult, damage boost Orisa ult, damage boost Doomfist punch, etc. Focusing on trying to damage boost them in these moments will bring a lot more value than tunnel visioning. Battle Mercy. So the main reason why I waited to make a Mercy guide was due to hearing that the developers had changes for Mercy, only to find out her changes were to increase the ammo capacity from her pistol from 20 to 25 bullets, and lower this weapon swap animation time. While this slightly buffs Battle Mercy, I still heavily advise to only Battle Mercy in situations where a squishy target is low HP, or if you know you're going to die and want to go for a last second pick. In this clip, while I try to help kill 2 enemies, I let my Reinhardt and Kriko die. I think Battle Mercying is often praised based on the kills you get, but people often forget about the cost of getting kills. In this situation, both my Reinhardt and Kriko would most likely be alive still if I hadn't gone for those Battle Mercy kills. If you're really good at aiming and you want to be more aggressive, I say go for it. But in general, I think there is a greater cost to your team's lack of heals while you get Battle Mercy kills, which can throw a fight more than just focusing on damage boosting or keeping your teammates alive. Conclusion. If you enjoyed this guide, feel free to like and subscribe if you want to see more Mercy content. I'm also most active on Twitch at twitch.tv/AquaBoost, where I stream Overwatch about 6 days a week. Link in the description down below. If you have questions about this guide, feel free to leave them in the comment section below or at me with them on Twitter at AquaBoostTV, and I'll try to answer as many as I can. Again, thank you so much for watching my Mercy guide, and I really hope you enjoy the video.